of Liberia, who has designated us the task to re-emphasize and reposition the situations and contradictions on the campuses of the University of Liberia and display why Mapanya has no interest in the students and how Mapanya has failed to manage the University of Liberia. Comrade Adilo, Comrade Kadre, Chairman Sylvester Wheeler, you have our revolutionary salute.
Yo, Shakali, yo, Manitara, yo, Manda, where do, Manda, where do, Manda, where do, Manda, where do, Viva, 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 think about the Viva, Viva.
Also recognize distinguished members of the Central Committee and Politburo, General Congress of the Vanguard Student Education Party.
Sir.
As we are about to provide the clear position of the Student Education Party,
Sir.
we want to make this clear and progressive journeys. Over the time, the party has been involved in numerous of engagement. We have issued a higher press releases than any other institution in this country, especially on the question of the existing conditions on the campuses of the University of Liberia. We have had the opportunity to meet with stakeholders, informing them of the situation confronting the students, faculties, and staff of the University of Liberia. But based on all of our engagement, we have come to a clear conclusion to expose the current president of the University of Liberia to display how she has a very limited approach in addressing the situation that affecting the students. And basically, we want to address key points. This is very serious, comrade journalists. Since the inception of Madam President Dr. Lady Mapanya, January 10, 2025, there has not been an imprint of any improvement or concrete improvement on the campuses of the University of Liberia. This is not just a position of failure, but it's a betrayal of the trust of the students and the trust of the Liberian people. If you can recall, when Mapanya was appointed by the president, the Vanguard Student Education Party issued a statement informing the public that we officially welcome the appointment of Dr. Mapanya. And many people have been asking, in the midst of many contradictions, should have been silent on Mapanya. Oh yes, we understood that Mapanya is from a different civilization, taking into consideration the social, political, and cultural complexities on the campuses of the University of Liberia. We needed to give her time to understand the essence of being a president of the University of Liberia. But unfortunately, we have been disappointed. We have been disappointed of the procedure of Mapanya, and she has proven contrary to the expectation of the students and the
Reaction intéressée. Reaction intéressée. Ente madame. Ente madame. Oh, non pour le gars Mathieu. Yo.
On the issue of infrastructure, we need not to tell you over the time the chairman of the Student Education Party was parading the various campuses, showing the dilapidated environment. Even right now, if you point your camera to the CPAV, it's more like a chicken poultry. For how long will we keep informing the government? How long Mapanya will realize that this is a priority? But there has not been any improvement. Last semester, we managed to run a whole semester without any bus on the final campus of the University of Liberia. And we want to say that on behalf of the 33rd Central Committee and Politburo of the Vanguard Student Education Party. This coming semester, if we cannot see any bus at the final campus, Mapanya must decide to step down as president of the University of Liberia. We are clear about this. We have had all the necessary engagement, and we believe Mapanya has reached what we call the epicenter of non-negotiation. because we reached out to her, we have written communication, informing her of the situation. So we deal with the issue of infrastructure. Of course, we need not to tell you, the university is deplorable, the campuses of the University of Liberia are very dated, and everywhere you go, people are disappointed and people are so frustrated on the leadership of Mapan. The infrastructure of the University of Liberia, of course, Mapan has failed after 7 months. Nothing you can tell the student education party as well as the students. Mapan has failed 7 months of a role as president of the University of Liberia. There is a clear fact. And secondly, we want to deal with the issue of the schedule of academic semester. We have been clear with Mapan, and there are a lot of questions she refused to answer. We had a vacation school. Oh yes, we embraced the vacation school in at addressing some of the issue of limit. Vacation school was quite restricted. That if you are undergraduate student, you have to carry not more than 9 credit hours or 3 courses. If you are a graduate or a professional school, you have 2 courses to carry as a limitation. Lots of students didn't have the opportunity to enroll because of this nature. But fortunately, Mapan is telling us that the coming semester is a first semester after we are already done with first semester. We say, if you want to consider this as part of your regularization of academic semester, what we call track semesters, you have refused to answer the question of if the first semester will be provided for first and second semester courses. If so, if the university, we ask Mapan, is the university capacitated to accommodate courses for first and second semester? She has yet to answer the question. And yet you are telling us that the coming semester is the first semester. There's a serious contradiction. Mapan will regularize our semester and ensure that we have our full second semester without any restriction, so that students can freely plan their courses and go to their classes. Anything short of that.
Bien sûr,
the question of iron drop has been a major issue from last semester. We engaged Mapan in open conversation. We met her privately, informing her these are concerning issues on the campuses of the University of Liberia. Students who registered their courses, some of them were dropped from the portal. And you told them to write a name on a piece of paper and send to that department. Up to now, there is not any update of that. We are informing Mapan. We have a meeting with her, and we told her, Mapan, you need to restore the R body. And she insisted that she can never restore the R body. She challenged the Vanguard Education Party. We again met her. Said, what is the authority? And she told her that all students should submit their names to the various department, and it will be added to the portal. Up to now, there is no account.
Oh, so I am here to receive a grade. Yo. Since they have been in the vacation school. Yo. In my plan, in my problem. Yo. 7 months of nothingness. Yo.
Who struggle?
Wait for 7 months. Yo.
Who struggle to erode first semester. Up to now, they are frustrated. They cannot guarantee anything of enrollment. We see that as a failure on the part of Mapan. This time around, we are not begging her. We are meditating her for the angle of the chairman of the Student Education Party.
So
that you show that you address the iron drop issue immediately, or you step down as president of the University of Liberia. There's a clear mandate. And we want to mention illegal dismissal. This very key common journalist and the master of the Liberian people. There are a lot of people been hailing Mapan for her Facebook purporting, for gaining popularity on Facebook and consistently using Facebook to run the university.
bring out the narrative. Bring out the narrative. That's out of my problem. So
Has been very opposed to academic fraud. If you've been following the history of the party, in fact, the doctrines of the party is rooted in social justice, academic freedom, and peace. And that is why, if we see academic fraud, we expose it and ensure that the necessary checkpoints be erected. in as much we are engaged in ensuring that those who are engaged in academic fraud can be exposed, we will not say there that people be dismissed unjustly by Mapaya based on selfish naked interests. The days we are clear. After following and evaluating the position of Mapaya in April, as you can remember, Mapaya dismissed 8 employees of the University of Liberia and suspended 1 being linked to the door copper incident. If you think the Vanguard Party is not concerned about the door copper incident, you should follow the Ministry of Commerce. Many times the Vanguard Communication Party is somebody to ensure that door copper be dismissed for tarnishing the image of the University of Liberia, for ridiculing the image of the University of Liberia. And up to now, Mapaya, instead of having a very clear objective position, she has used the situation of door copper to waste on specific staff of the University of Liberia. You saw the party demanding the report that informed a decision to dismiss 8 employees of the University of Liberia. Alone, anyone is linked to academic fraud, the party support the immediate dismissal. But those rapid perpetrators must be dismissed, should not be used for wage hunt. And we follow the report. We've been demanding for the report. And we're interested to know that up to now, Mapaya has refused to make available the report that informed a decision to dismiss staff. If you can recall, the interim president has set up a committee that was held by Dr. Morris. And that committee came out with its findings, and the finding was discarded because after following personal investigation, they realized that the finding, when she received the recommendation of the committee that was set up, headed by Dr. Kula Thompson, she immediately acted upon the recommendation without doing any fast check. But these are the contradictions we are about to expose to the press. When Mapaya dismissed the F-Star, Lawrence Situa, Cedric Kepia, Ramsey Darinami, and Jaliba for the while suspending Aaron Sembe for 3 months. That was the recommendation of the report. Viva! Viva, viva! If you can adhere to the recommendation of the so-called committee that was set up, why will you dismiss someone also? The recommendation of the committee is very concerning. After now, Mapaya cannot address that. She is running her own show. She has stayed to be dictatorial in the eyes of faculty. As I speak to you now, the university faculties, they are operating in panic because they fear that Mapaya will wake up one morning and dismiss anyone to wish.
Reaction never tendency. Reaction never tendency. Reaction never tendency. Corrupt Mapaya. Media Mapaya. Say yo. She has an unscrupulous element. Say yo.
Mapaya believes in integrity, upholding the sacred integrity and transparency of the University of Liberia. We maintain and demand her to publish reports that inform our decision. The full report. How did we get to know that the report recommended 3 months of suspension of Aaron Sembe? Based on offer demand, recently offer demanded the same report, and she wrote her own summary of the report. In fact, mentioning the aspect of the recommendation of the report to suspend Aaron Sembe for 3 months. But yet, contrary to that, April, she suspended Aaron Sembe for 8 months. Is it not contradiction? That is why we are demanding the full report.
For transparency, public viva.
That is why we are demanding the full report. And Mapaya must do the needful. Because if you are sharing the report, then we understand. We understand the motive beyond that. The Vanguard Communication Party is very clear. If Mapaya cannot publish the full report, she should exist. She should not exist as president of the University of Liberia. We are clear about that. We are reaching a point where Mapaya will have to address the issue and start acting dictatorial. Fast forward. The issue of few months ago, 2 months ago, Mapaya suspended the vice president of fiscal affairs of the University of Liberia. Mr. Acid Garment. And then we asked her, we were concerned because we all want a transparent university. When we wrote the president to ask her, why is it you are dismissing? Can you give up update? The president arrogantly responded by saying she's the president of the University of Liberia. She has the right to dismiss anyone. And fortunately for us, we read a dismissal letter. There is nothing in the dismissal letter that points at corruption. We are not justifying anything, but we want people to be dismissed based on fair counts and objectivity, not based on personal feelings and targeting certain individuals. That is why the Vanguard Student Vacation Party has been fighting for everyone, including staff, students, and the mass of the Liberian people. If anyone is dismissed unjustly, we have to intervene and understand what is the rationale. And then we realize that Mapanya dismissed the fiscal affairs in Mr. Garnett because he opposed a decision to illegally employ people from UC that she once worked with. That's a clear evidence. And we have documented facts. If I will get facts or a summary of a report of the Dorkopo saga, and we get facts to a dismissal of Garnett, Mr. Garnett. This is an affront to transparency. If the president believes in integrity and transparency, she should follow the Labor Law Act. You cannot dismiss someone without giving a due process. You cannot dismiss someone without giving them warning letters. Especially something that is not even linked to any corruption act. We believe Mapanya is running her own show and she is being arrogant. But the Vanguard Student Vacation Party is clear that if Mapanya cannot justify the dismissal of the fiscal affairs of the University of Liberia, it is struggling for everyone, including staff. If anyone is targeted, we will investigate and ensure. But we want to make this clear. The person that was replaced, and there's a key information that replaced Mr. Garnett in the midst of growing contradiction where faculties are not being paid for 7 months. Mr. Lester Tenney, who was quickly appointed after the illegal dismissal of Mr. Garnett, he was quickly appointed, and immediately he was appointed, in the first week, Mr. Lester Tenney has paid himself retroactive salary for 2023, 2 years. Can you imagine? We have documented facts. The president has a signature for this. There's a check that the president signed for Mr. Lester Tenney. And we have the report. There are a lot of pieces of evidence. He has exposed the bankruptcy of the president of the University of Liberia. Many people who thought Mapanya is an integrated figure, they are disappointed because of proceeding. She are aligned with criminals. She are aligned with arrogant bigots. So read the University of Liberia. Don't be surprised in the coming week or month. You see chaotic scene on the campus of the University of Liberia.
Yes, sir. Rescue the University of the rescue, yo. C'est quoi the chaotic will be right to our office, c'est quoi? Oh, now we have to know about that. Only my plan, yo. Tell you. She has reached our water loser, yo. Le seul possible temps, je vais déclarer la personne de bataille, yo. Le Vanguard Party,
Her appointment of Mr. Lester Tenney is a choppy situation on the campus of the University of Liberia. If you don't know today, Lester Tenney is the main issue, or one of the issues on the campuses of the University of Liberia. After failing the students, if you read the 100-day deliverables of Madame Mapanya, you realize that everything she said has been contradicted. She has become more political. She has started targeting people, dismissing people illegally, and now focusing on the objective condition that affecting the students. Madame Mapanya has started securing resources for herself. For the fact that you can pay less than 10 retroactive salary and leaving those struggling people who have been serving and sacrificing for the University of Liberia. It exposes the corrupt nature of Madame Lady Mapanya. We were shocked when we got informed that Lester Tenney has received 2 years retroactive salary. Where any documentation of tax, where any documentation, as we are told, he has received more than 14,000 United States dollars as a retroactive salary. Attested by the president of the University of Liberia. And this president.
In America, you can pay tax. She's stealing from the university.
There's a contradiction. And sooner possible time will be clear. My parents should either choose to address the issue on campus or leave the University of Liberia. My parents cannot initiate anything. She has just been political, searching for money, traveling. There is a serious disappointment to the students. The Founder Party welcomed her on the basis that she could address the issue for different civilizations to understand the policy of due process. But my parents seems to be used by political figures and selfish figures to champion their political interests. Fast forward, commerce and progressive journalists. We deal with the issue of fundraising as part of 100-day deliverables. There is not single any fundraising. My parents has made more than 5 different international travels at the expense of the University of Liberia without any outcome. My parents has taken more from the university as opposed to contributing to the university. There's a glaring fact. My parents received a non-taxable salary of $7,300 from the University of Liberia and a taxable salary of $7,700 from the government of Liberia. In total, $15,000 my parents received.
Even ministers are not making that money. My parents is the first person in the history of the University of Liberia to make $15,000.
We are taking
100 days promise has failed the university.
In the 2019 Standardization and Harmonization Act, no minister in this country made more than 8,000 United States dollars. But my parents, after staying for 7 months, is making 15,000. Calculate 15,000 7 months. While any account, but political science in the university targeting people and increasing her work, and landing with a corrupt Lester Tenney.
Actual salary for president at 7,200. My parents using the university.
The impression Mr. Parker to appoint my parents is clear, so that she can generate funds for the University of Liberia. Because the University of Liberia has not been funded fully by the government. And my parents has taken more. My parents has traveled more out of this country, seeking so-called funds. She is relying on her quote-unquote achievement. According to her, that was why she impressed Mr. Parker on. She impressed Mr. Parker by saying that the university, when she was working in UCL, she was able to generate $5 million as grant, so she can contribute to the university. My parents have made more than 5 international travels. As we speak to you, in the soonest possible time, my parents will be leaving the country for another so-called engagement to raise funds for the university.
Down, lady, my fire, down.
Nothing of such.
She has some book of contract when you money particular for the 7,000.
My parent is increasing your wealth. If you don't know, my parent has disappointed the Vanguard Education Party. My parent has disappointed the students. It disappointed the mass of the Liberian people.
Yes, sir, yes, sir,
These things we are saying, these things we are saying, these are documented facts. We have not come here to run propaganda. We have come here as a historical responsibility. If you don't know Soup have no interest in individual. Our only interest has been the interest of the people and the students. And that is why we are telling you that Mapaya is not fit to be president of the University of Liberia. Mapaya does not have the capability, responsibility to manage the affairs of the University of Liberia. She has been misled and she has been part and parcel of the corrupt nature of the University of Liberia. It will interest you to know Mapaya had the courage to quote-unquote generate funds for a women group in West Point, about $10,000 United States dollars. But she cannot generate even $100 US for the University of Liberia. Isn't that a contradiction? When you impress Mr. Butler that you're going to ensure that you bring funds to the university is dilapidated, faculties are threatening to go on strike, and Mapaya is basically targeting people and dismissing people and being used by a political bigot in one corrupt lesser thing. For the Vanguard Unification Party, it's very clear that this position must be addressed immediately and effectively. Because in the coming days, in the coming weeks, anytime, by the mandate of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, there will be unspecified revolutionary action.
Rather the masses of the students.
As we conclude, we have all of our documented facts we want to share with the media. The report, the summary report of Mapaya on the
So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, that was the first briefing from the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party. Like the SG have said, we'll be taking a minimum of 3 questions on progressive revolutionary institution. So we'll start with call your name and the media outlets you are reporting from. So come with you, go.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Mopolu and I report for Inside Liberia. We listened to the statement from the Student Unification Party. But the issue is, SU is noted for advocating for educational issues that confirming the ordinary citizen. But today, your advocacy will observe that you are emphasizing on citizens or maybe employees of the university. Now this is the speculation that you, SU, those people who was dismissed are now using you to advocate for them in order to be restated so that you can benefit. What do you think?
Well, I think such statement prove that you are not been following the procedure of the Student Unification Party. We are telling you an institution that existed for 54 years, championing the cause of the students, the faculty, and the mass of the Liberian people. Whatever affects any individual is being marginalized, any individual that is being deprived his or her right, the Vanguard Student Unification Party is always in a position to erect the necessary checkpoint and ensure that people can be fairly judged. And then to say that soup is being you, it means you as a journalist have not followed the procedure of the party, and we are disappointed. And I believe that there is a need to understand what soup stands for. Any more questions?
Social justice, I got number freedom and peace. Yo.
So I'm Rivara Zimpano report for DNS Liberia. Every time when there's a press conference being held by the Student Unification Party, most often you will hear there will be unspecified revolutionary actions. People watching, they are saying they are tired of hearing unspecified revolutionary actions. Following, if the president refuses to adhere to all the counts, what is that unspecified revolutionary actions do we expect to see? The soup that we know back then on the former president former president Eddie Joseph Sirleaf, the actions that we saw for them, what actions do we expect to see from the soup? Are we tired of the unspecified revolutionary actions? Every time unspecified. So what actions do we expect?
Your context of unspecified revolutionary action, I think, has been misconstrued. Because you said you've been following the party and you know how the party can react. For the fact that you know how the party can react, you're already aware of the specified revolutionary action. Why is the next question?
No, you already asked. So, if no further questions, then we call this press statement and turn back to the Secretary of the Party.
This is the
Manda.
we are here at the
So, as
University
the
of
conclusion,
campus. I'm
I want to
Captain
be
Hill.
clear that the position read,
We say thanks for
session by the
following.
30th Political Central Committee of the Vanguard Unification Party,
Sir.
particularly the most powerful men on the campus of the University of Liberia. And going forward, the party will be engaging series of media outlets, and there will be a specified revolutionary action. Manda! 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 Manda!
So that's how we follow the